After 4 intense weeks of grueling food competition, at Fem Foodies, we finally have our top 6.
You are our top 6. And after this, there's only 1 week to go.
Each of you in these last 4 weeks have shown us a lot of your strong suits and some of your weaknesses. In the next 2 weeks, there's no opportunity for weaknesses.
Tarana went home because of one little mistake. She forgot to check her fish. For her one mistake, she paid the price of leaving the competition. You need to be very careful and very focused as you move ahead now.
Today, we also have a small surprise for you. Let me show you what it is. You ready? Meet Mr. Black Box.
Hello, ladies. I am the Black Box.
Mr. Black Box is the food Buddha for the week. He is going to give you these food blessings.
So ladies, today, the 6 of you will cook in pairs.
You 6 are the food icons of tomorrow. You make your own choices and stand by them.
Today, we will leave the choosing to you. Today, you will make your own pair in 10 minutes.
Girls, choose carefully because choice is your half chance. And anything can happen. From now on, anything can happen. Take a walk. Sit alone. Plan carefully. Don't be instinctive. Sometimes it's good to utilize the 10 minutes that you got. We'll be back in 10. Good luck.
No life. Like, we don't even have an option there.
I really want to do something Asian. I don't know if it's possible to do it, but it's coming from my heart today. Genuinely that I want to do it. And I know that her Asian flavors are also strong.
And I think these two can plate. And
yeah,
we two can't
need
plate.
to learn plating from them.
So
Thank you,
I'm
girls.
happy we work well together.
She has swad in her hand. My basic idea behind choosing her was I want someone who is calm. In this the situation we're gonna cook will be like 2 people working on that small food truck. Plus, she knows her vegetarian stuff very well.
She's really good with what she does with all her dishes, and we could, as a team, make a really nice dish because we both have good flavors, good taste. So we just want to give it the best.
I chose Ipsita because I think that she has a similar foundation in Asian food like I do, and today I'm really feeling Asian. Since I've come here, I've not been able to make anything Asian, and I'm feeling it today. Plus, she is really good at plating, and I think I could learn a thing or two from her.
I think plating hasn't been my strong suit yet, and she's brilliant at plating. Plus, we bring in 2 really different set of flavors that we understand. So I think when we put it together, it's just going to look like a very beautiful plate of food with a lot of love.
Wow, things have changed.
Very, very interesting. All right. Well, time to take the next step. Actually, the next few steps to take you to your gorgeous location, which is even more beautiful than last week's location for the task. You ready?
Yes, chefs.
All right, let's walk.
Let's go.
Awesome location, right?
Yes, chef.
All right, let's move on to the task.
In front of you, ladies, are 3 pantries. Each of the teams will get 3 minutes to visit the pantry and bring your stuff back to the trucks.
Each team has 90 minutes. However, your final cooking time will only be determined after your pantry pick. Have you guys understood?
Yes, chef.
Is it clear?
So it depends on how fast we pick or what we pick.
Each ingredient has a certain amount of time attached to it. Every time you select an ingredient, you lose time.
The more you select, the less time you have to cook. All right? But you want to be fast on your way back from the pantry because the team that comes back first to the starting position has an advantage. Well, ladies, this is it. Your 3 minutes for pantry pick begin now. Girls, 1 minute left, and the team that comes back first has an advantage. The team that comes back first has an advantage. And back to your position. Juhi, you have 20 seconds left. 10 seconds.
We have managed to pick up all our ingredients in that time.
And we think that we were the first one to enter the
Yes.
area. So there is an advantage and we don't know what advantage that will be. So we're looking forward for that.
The first one to return back was Akanksha and Megha. The second was Chitwan and Ipsita. And the last to have arrived was Juhi and Tanisha.
Juhi and Tanisha, you have lost 32 minutes from your pantry pick.
You have 58 minutes to cook.
Akanksha and Megha, you've done quite well. You lost 28 minutes.
You have 62 minutes to cook. Ipsita and Chitwan, you have set a new record. You've lost 40 minutes, which means you have 50 minutes to cook. "58, 62, 50. Are we ready?
Yes, chef.
Black box, please give us your food blessing.
Ladies, you people will not cook in pairs now. You will cook against each other. Thank you. You people will not cook in pairs now. You will cook against each other. Thank you.
We're not pairs.
That means if you guys are not with each other, then you are against each other. You guys are going to cook head to head against each other.
I don't think a black box anyways in the universe signifies anything positive because it comes out of plane crashes usually. So it's definitely not a blessing, maybe. But now that they've split us in two and it's not a team, it's sad though that one of us either ways will have to go out.
That was, of course, why didn't we think of it? Unexpected turn as usual. The show just throws things at you like twists you really bad.
It's a face-off with the same set of ingredients, and two different dishes.
So, as usual, there was a twist, and this twist was unexpected.
All of us both of us especially, were very stressed initially, thinking, oh, what are we going to do? We've planned this one dish, who's going to be able to do it?
Food blessings are very unpredictable. This might be a blessing. All right, girls, are you ready for the face-off?
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
First, erstwhile pair, and now competitors who get a chance to cook on the two food trucks are Akansha and Megha, because they took the least amount of time coming back after picking the ingredients. You have 3 pairs, and 1 from each pair will coast.
The same pantry that you picked as a team will be available to both of you. All ingredients will be same to both of you. The time will also be the same for both of you. However, do not repeat the same dish.
This ignition task of the week is not an elimination challenge. At the end of the task, 3 of you will be coasting and 3 will fall from the frying pan onto the fire. Have a safe journey.
Thank you, chef.
Akansha, Megha, we start with you. Your ingredients that you picked will be on the truck. Your time starts now.
I am making cumin ginger chicken, and then I am making pumpkin puree and pea mash, which was my basic idea before also, because that's my recipe. So I don't want to deviate from that. And with that, I am gonna make some wine reduction which will be like a sauce on top, and I'll incorporate yogurt with hung curd and some rosemary in it.
So I'm making chicken with garlic and coriander and onions. I'm making polenta cake, and I'm going to have some slices of crisp pumpkin and potatoes.
Hi, Akansha.
Hello, chef.
How are you doing?
Good. So far, so good.
So what's the dish?
I am making a cumin ginger chicken.
Cumin ginger chicken.
Yeah. And then
Keep an eye there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna make pumpkin mash, pea puree, and I have hung curd, which I'll infuse rosemary in it, and then I'll just put some dots like for the freshness.
Dollops.
Yeah, dollops of that. And I am making a red wine reduction.
Okay, so pea puree, pumpkin mash, a red wine reduction, hung curd, quenelle, or a dollop for freshness,
Yeah.
and chicken.
Yes, and some pumpkin chips for the crisp on top.
If you really want a high point, let that high point be in the yogurt that you're putting as a dollop on top. Let that be the contrast. But up to you. You know, we leave it up to you.
There is one more plan if I have time. I had polenta with me, so I'm thinking of making a fries with that if I have time.
You know what? Some fresh greens
Yeah.
is as good as fried polenta chips. Polenta chips,
You're burned.
too much work.
Okay.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Hi, Megha.
Potatoes
What
were boiling.
are
Yes.
we making?
Okay, so I'm making polenta cakes with dhania and garlic and ginger marinated creamy chicken. And I'm going to make a creamy potato mash. And
probably some fresh elements with my pumpkin.
Sounds very nice, sounds very subtle. Give it some contrast somewhere. Give it that spike of texture or that spike of taste, right? It's like that high point and a harmony.
Definitely.
So I really like your idea, but just a few suggestions. The creamy, don't let it clash. Add that element of tang or spicy. That polenta is adding texture, so make sure the polenta's texture is right. It's going to add a lot to your dish, and I hope both of you are doing different dishes. So yes, fingers crossed, and keep going at it, and you'll do great.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I think both the girls are trying to utilize their time well. Somewhere I feel Akansha is trying to do too much. I mean, pumpkin puree, green pea puree, pumpkin chips, marinated chicken, red wine reduction. Sounds like a lot to achieve. I think both the girls are trying to utilize their time well. Somewhere I feel Akansha is trying to do too much. I mean, pumpkin puree, green pea puree, pumpkin chips, marinated chicken, red wine reduction. Sounds like a lot to achieve,
I
isn't it?
mean, 3 sauces. Puree 1, puree 2, and a reduction. That's too much sauce on a plate. I hope that she doesn't make like a murder scene out of it.
I think Megha, on the other hand, is a lot more calm. She's doing what she knows, and she's obviously cooking chicken, which is again in a creamy sauce, what she did previously.
Right.
And she also wanted to do a creamy potato. So I'm a little worried about too much creaminess on the plate,
Right.
not enough, you know, contrast
Freshness.
or not enough freshness.
I hope she creates some contrast somewhere. Otherwise, the dish is going to fall flat on its face.
Well, I'm hungry. So I hope that we have something really delicious to taste.
Not much time left, sir. Akanksha and Megha, plates on the counter, last 10 minutes to go. Focus on what you have achieved. Do not try and start cooking now. Do not try and overachieve, all right? 10 minutes to go. Make the best of what you have done so far.
Plates should be clean, food should be hot. We will be there soon to taste your food.
You girls are doing well so far. Just change the gear now. Last 10 minutes, let's go.
Ladies, your last 1 minute. Make sure you've got every element on it. This is when thoughts become things.
Megha, Akansha, I can see food on your plates. Megha, I can see that you're ready and smiling. Akansha, last 10 seconds. Keep calm and carry on, but only 10 seconds left. Let's see you smile and finish the plate in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hands off.
Beautiful. Time for tasting. Ladies, let's see what you got. Time for tasting. Please bring your dishes. Akansha, what have you made?
Chef, I have made a cumin ginger chicken with pea puree and pumpkin mash and a hung curd dip on top.
Cumin ginger chicken, pumpkin mash, pea puree, hunker dip on top. Got that. Megha.
I've made coriander, garlic and ginger chicken with polenta in black and white sesame seeds. And on the side, I have a bit of potato in cumin.
The presentation for both of them looks very good. You know, same ingredients, two different thought processes, two different plates. Let's dig in.
Megha, lovely dish with a nice melange of flavors, most popping out. The chutney almost sort of tasting potatoes. And I especially like the punch of flavors in your chicken, you know, that lots of ginger running through. You know, the mixed seeds that you've put on your polenta. But to me, there is one thing that I'm really missing in your dish. But I will tell you later.
Your plate looks great. You've got the chicken, which is nice and creamy, well spiced, and the contrasting, which is the polenta. I love the idea that you've put some sesame seeds, and I love the crispiness on it. I think that's adding a textural bit. But all in all, I do feel there are some flavors that might be clashing.
Clean thought process, clean mind reflects on the plate. The hero, the chicken, has been well cooked, well represented, well respected. And that's a big, big plus. In terms of the accompaniments, there's the soft potato, there's the soft polenta, and there are, you know, some nice slow-cooked onions which are nice and soft and slightly juicy. There is crunch from the flax seeds and the sesame seeds, but there's nothing snapping in my mouth. Sometimes that snap represents a good break of textures. Seeds grind, they don't snap. You know, that's one texture that I would have loved to have on this dish. But otherwise, great effort in terms of representing the joyful roots of where you come from. The creamy chicken from South Africa, the chutney potatoes from Gujarat, you know. Great use of sesame, again, very, very Gujarat. So overall, it's you on this plate, and that's what I love about it.
Beautiful looking plate.
Thank you.
I love the contrast of colors that you've given. I quite enjoyed eating it. You know, the pea puree, for me, I was expecting something green, bright green in color. I didn't realize that you went through a yogurt with it. Nonetheless, it's tasting really nice. Overall, enjoyed your dish.
Akanksha, really proud of the fact that you've done a gourmet dish. The plating does look like it's coming out of a restaurant. Couple of things are missed, something that you can work on. Missing that crunchiness, missing the bite, and missing that contrast in texture. Maybe a puree repeated too many times.
Akanksha, if you would have left this chicken to cook for 2 more minutes, it would have been overcooked. This is perfectly cooked. Proportion-wise, I felt the dish kind of went a little amiss. You know, too much chicken and too less to go around. 3 kinds of sauces with the chicken. Technically, all the purees are, you know, nice creamy sauces. Very well executed purees, but substantial enough as a main course? I don't know. Too big for an appetizer, not too substantial for a main course. But again, the chicken tastes so good. Thank you.
Thank you, Akanksha.
Akansha, Megha. One of you is going to be coasting, and one of you is going to fall from the frying pan into the fire. But let me tell you, this one is going to be a photo finish. All right? To find out who's the winner, you'll have to wait till tomorrow. Well cooked.
Thank you, chef.
Chitwan, Ipsita, your 50 minutes start now!
So what I'm making is actually very close to what I decided earlier. The idea of the dish was mine. So I'm making a Malaysian spice chicken, deconstructed Malaysian chicken curry, along with a roti jala and some salad.
I wanted to think about something completely different from what we had previously thought about. So going against Chitwan was a bit nerve-wracking because I know she's a very strong competitor. And I thought, heck, why not just think about something that she wouldn't be able to think about? I'll stick to Asian. So I'm making a crepe out of rice flour and coconut milk and cashews. So that's gonna give a nice sweet taste to it. It's going to be like a crepe sushi roll. So I'm excited to see how the layers turn out and how the colors turn out.
You know, considering it's a face-off, both of them have had the same time to plan and then go against each other.
And I hope they give us something really outstanding and up everything that they've been doing so far, no?
I mean, if I was given that much time, I would probably draw out my dish and know
Absolutely.
exactly where I want to place every garnish. I hope they've used that time wisely.
One's a crepe for a sushi, one's a crepe for a roti jala. So in a lot of ways they're similar, in a lot of ways they're different. But I think overall they've spent the time well. Hello, Ji.
Hi, Chitwan.
The roti jala, there are three things to it, okay? One is the right amount of sugar in the batter, because you want a nice crisp texture at the bottom. Okay. A nice amount of fluffiness. Also, seasoning of the batter is also important. So while the technique of making a jala is something that you'll be scored on, eventually it's the texture and the taste that's going to matter.
Yes, sure.
Right? Good luck.
Thank you so much. My onions got burnt because my flame was a little too high and in one place, and I was focusing on making the curry powder, so I kind of just forgot about my onions and they got burnt. That's the base of the curry, so I definitely could not cook with that. I threw it out, I cut some more onions, which lost me more time. We were already so strapped on time, and I made the curry again.
Ladies, you had 50 minutes, 20 are up, and 30 minutes remain.
Time to plan is over. Time to act. Time to execute.
Grill it, fry it, just make sure you don't burn it. Give us something amazing. Can't wait.
The second time it happened, again, they started burning. I could smell suddenly while I was making my curry powder that I could smell a slight burning of the onions. I turned around and I saw, I cut them. They still did have a little bit of burn, but the pressure had already increased. I was like, how am I continuously burning onions today? What is going on?
So it looks like your station has got lots of vegetables, lots going on. What's cooking?
So I'm making a deconstructed Malaysian chicken curry.
Okay.
With a roti jala and a fresh raw mango salad on the side.
So we've given some free advice, 2 of them, and you have your opportunity of taking that free advice now.
Yes, chef. I would love that.
2 questions.
Yes.
Ask the question.
What is slightly burnt onion an acquired taste?
It depends on how you're planning to use it.
Okay.
So have you tasted the onions? If it's too burnt, it might just be a flavor which is not going to be pleasant.
And how would I counter that at this point?
You would have to start from scratch.
There's no other way to do it except...
Because your onions are already mixed with all your ingredients, right?
Right.
Or you
I'll
could
check it
probably
out.
try some sweetness. You could
You have
probably
cashew nuts?
Yes.
add some sweetness.
I can do that? Perfect. Thank you so much.
But that'll fix it
That'll-
for some time. It'll not make it like the original.
Okay.
It's a quick fix for now. If you're running late,
Yes.
you could
It's
use
something
cashew nut. Also, always remember, if you're charring onions, that charred onion taste has to come last in the dish, right? So imagine garnishing with some charred onions, that's fine. But the more you cook with it, the more deeper the charred taste goes into the gravy.
Yes.
And sometimes, after 3 spoons, it becomes too much to handle,
Okay. All right. Thank you.
right?
Hey, Ipsita.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going all right.
It's going good? What are you
What's
busy
that?
with?
So we picked up rice flour instead of normal flour yesterday. So I tried to change it up and I thought I'll make a crepe out of it with coconut milk and
Okay.
some cashew. And that would be the sweet base for like a sushi rolled crepe.
Okay.
At the onset, let me tell you this, rice flour
Yeah.
doesn't hydrate that fast. Okay, rice flour takes a lot of time to soak water in. That's the first thing you should do. Make the batter and put it aside. Have you done that?
Yes.
And so what's the stuffing in the sushi?
So there's a spicy, crunchy potato. It's like a garlic, rosemary chicken.
Again, I think great idea. Personally, doesn't matter if you go for the vegetarian version or not, you're going to get scored only on one dish. Make a wise decision, make a wise choice. Also, potato doesn't really absorb flavor that fast, right? So think about the marination of the potato. Also, as far as I understand, you're going to use rice or potato is going to be the outer casing?
Rice is going to be the outer casing
Great.
and then potato
So
in
there's
the middle.
mushy rice, mushy potato.
Crunchy potato. If
Yeah,
I...
crunchy, it has to stay crunchy.
Yeah.
From the time you roll it to the 5 to 7 minutes that you
Yeah.
get to serve it.
Yeah.
It has to stay crunchy. If it is crunchy like the French fry, it'll work. If it is slightly less crunchy, it'll become another mushy potato, mushy rice. The chicken is going to have some bite to it, but then the crunch.
We need some crunch.
I know I was thinking about that, but
Good, keep thinking. Good luck.
thank you.
See you soon.
Yeah.
So Ranveer, when we went to Ipsita's truck, it was quite interesting. You know, she was making her own version of a sushi roll. And instead of the rice, she's using a rice crepe and she's stuffing it with a herb chicken. So it's actually gone from Asian to almost continental, but the technique is still Asian in some ways. And she's actually serving it with this mango sauce that was a part of something that I taught her in the gourmet garage. And I'm quite interested in seeing what it turns out to be like.
I think she has a hang of flavors and tastes.
Yes.
In this case, the texture is what I'm worried about, you know?
True.
Mushy rice, mushy potato, and that's what I am looking forward to.
What Chitwan's doing, she's doing something classic. And she's also doing her own interpretation of, again, Asian flavor. She wanted to make sure she gets that on the plate. The nice salad, chicken, and then a jal roti. So Malaysian deconstructed curry.
Lovely.
So I think we'll just have to wait and see how that would pan out.
Towards the end, when I saw that things were not coming together the way I wanted, I did go into a slight panic mode because I was trying to do everything. I was trying to push myself harder. almost done, chef. थोड़ा सा जल गया. हाँ जी, थोड़ा सा जल गया ऊपर से.
Ladies, last 1 minute left.
All right, girls. Last 10 seconds. And the countdown begins now.
10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hands off plates. Ipsita, Chitwan, hands off plates. Ipsita, hands off the plate. Thank you, girls. Time for tasting. Ipsita, Chitwan, now let's hear what you've made. Let's start with Chitwan.
Chef, I've made a deconstructed Malaysian chicken curry, basically with the grilled chicken outside and the curry in as a sauce. Made a roti jala to go with it, the traditional accompaniment, as well as a tangy raw mango salad on the side.
I've made a rice crepe filled with a layer of mango chutney and then potato and chicken and honey drizzle on the top.
Great. So it's a rice crepe and not a sushi.
It didn't turn out to be a sushi, so I'm changed it as it went.
We'll take your word for it. So it's a rice crepe stuffed with?
Stuffed with potatoes and chickens and a layer of tangy mango and coriander chutney.
So let's get to tasting.
The cashew nut milk in the crepe, brilliant idea. Keep that. I'll also keep that. To attempt potato chips when you're not really sure if you got waxy potatoes or mealy potatoes and go ahead with it. A lot of courage. I'm imagining when it was crispy, it'd be really crispy. Right now, not so crispy. But the seasoning is outstanding. The seasoning on the chips is outstanding. The chicken is well cooked, right? So you got all the bases covered. But we are in week 5. And it's no longer about having the bases covered. It's about excelling. It's about creating those dishes that we just can't stop talking about. It's not that dish that we'll talk about for the rest of the season.
What I like most about your dish is you've layered it well. There's a good amount of stuffing in it. And every element is spiced correctly, seasoned correctly. But again, I would have liked it a little more fine, and I would have liked the sushi idea to actually come alive.
Let's start with Chitwan.
Yes. Chitwan,
Chef.
I love your roti. You know, I love the jali, and it's quite an interesting technique to have used and presented. It looks very, very pretty. The sauce is a bit overpowering for my palate.
You've done a jala roti, which is a great technique. Your chicken is moist. It's crisp on the outside. It's moist on the inside. The salad complements it. And I think the gravy as well has got a good spice mix. A little bit overpowering.
Whether it's a roti jala or a roti chanai, you look for the Indianness in it, right? This has that Indianness in it, the basic seasoning, the sweet, salt, sour balance. is right there. That's a good point, right? Here, if I look at the chicken, there's a difference between charring and burning. It's gone more towards the burn side. I can smell it. I think you forgot it on the pan. So it's more burnt than charred. The gravy, the combinations are beautiful, right? The charred onion that you were worried about, the burnt onion is going to interfere with the flavor. It is not interfering with the flavor. It's not superbly elevated, but it's a great, soulful dish. Thank you very much, and we will see you at the
Drop zone.
Thank you.
Thank you.